Try it right now. Run your fingers along your own ribs. Dig into your own sides, the exact spot where someone else could reduce you to helpless, breathless laughter. Go ahead. Nothing happens. You feel the pressure. You feel your own hand. But the giggling, squirming, can't take it sensation simply refuses to arrive. It's one of the strangest facts about being human, and almost nobody stops to ask why. You cannot tickle yourself, no matter how hard you try. But the real answer is far stranger than a missing reflex. Because the reason you can't tickle yourself isn't about your skin, or your nerves, or your hands. It's about a silent prediction machine buried inside your skull. One that is running constantly, every second of your life, quietly erasing parts of your own experience before you ever feel them. That machine is the reason you can't tickle yourself. It's also the reason you can hold a cup without crushing it, walk without watching your feet, and tell the difference between the world happening to you and you happening to the world. To understand the tickle, you have to understand the prediction. Start with something simple. Your brain has a problem. It is locked inside a dark, silent skull, and it has never once touched the outside world directly. Everything you have ever experienced has arrived as a stream of electrical signals coming in through your nerves. And here is the catch. Some of those signals are caused by the world. A raindrop, a handshake, a bug landing on your arm. But a huge number of those signals are caused by you. Your own movements, your own touch, your own footsteps thudding up through your spine. If your brain treated all of those signals the same way, you would be in trouble. Imagine if every time you blinked, the world appeared to go dark and jump. Every time you spoke, you were startled by a loud voice. Every time you took a step, you flinched at the impact. Your own actions would constantly drown out the things that actually matter. The quiet footstep behind you. The light touch you didn't expect. So your brain evolved a brilliant solution. Before you move, it predicts exactly what that movement will feel like. And then it subtracts that prediction from what you actually feel. This is called a forward model. And it changes everything. A neuroscientist named Daniel Wolpert spent much of his career studying this. His idea is simple but profound. Your brain doesn't just send a command to your muscles and wait to see what happens. It sends the command, and at the very same instant, it makes a copy of that command and uses it to forecast the consequences. What will my fingers feel? What will I see? What pressure, what motion, what sensation is about to come back to me? By the time the real sensation arrives, your brain is already holding the prediction. And if the two match, it quietly cancels the feeling out. So when you touch your own ribs, your brain already knows it's coming. It predicted the pressure, the location, the timing, all of it. The sensation arrives exactly as forecast. And so your brain shrugs and turns the volume down. There's no surprise, no alarm, no tickle. But when someone else touches you, your brain has no command to copy. It made no prediction. The sensation hits at full, unfiltered volume, and your nervous system lights up like a fire alarm. That's the theory. But how do you actually prove it? In the late 1990s, a young researcher named Sarah Jane Blakemore decided to find out. Working at University College London with Daniel Wolpert and Chris Frith, she put people inside a brain scanner and built a strange little machine. The machine had a soft piece of foam on a robotic arm, and it could stroke the palm of a person's hand. Sometimes the person moved the machine themselves, with their other hand, to tickle their own palm. Sometimes the machine did the stroking on its own. The touch was physically identical. Same foam, same palm, same pressure. But the experience was not. When the machine moved on its own, people reported the touch as far more tickly, far more intense. When they moved it themselves, the sensation was dull. And inside the scanner, Blakemore could see why. A region near the back of the brain called the somatosensory cortex, the part that registers touch, lit up far more brightly for the machine's touch than for the self-produced touch. Your brain was literally responding less to a touch you caused yourself. The prediction was doing its job, dimming the lights before the feeling even landed. Then she did something clever. She introduced a delay. The person moved their hand, but the machine waited a fraction of a second before stroking their palm. Or it stroked at a slightly wrong angle, off from where they expected. And as she increased that mismatch, something remarkable happened. The tickle came back. The more the actual touch drifted away from the prediction, the more ticklish it felt. A tiny delay, a small wrong turn, and suddenly your own hand could almost tickle you after all. This is the secret hiding inside the whole thing. The tickle isn't about touch. The tickle is about surprise. Now think about what this means. It means the reason a friend can tickle you and you can't tickle yourself is that your friend is unpredictable. Their fingers don't follow your commands. You don't know exactly where they'll go or when or how hard. Your prediction machine, the thing that quietly erases your own touch, has nothing to subtract. So the signal screams through at full strength. The unpredictability is the tickle. Long before any brain scanner existed, people sensed this. Charles Darwin himself wrote about tickling, and he noticed the same strange rule. He argued that for tickling to produce laughter, the exact spot couldn't be known in advance and the person had to be in a light, playful mood. A doctor pressing the same spot during an exam produces nothing. A child sneaking up on you produces shrieks. Same body, same nerves. Completely different result. Darwin couldn't see the forward model, but he could see its shadow. And there's an even older clue, hidden in two strange words. Back in 1897, two psychologists named G. Stanley Hall and Arthur Allen realized that tickling isn't even one thing. It's two. They gave them names. The first is nismesis. That's the light, feathery, almost itchy kind of tickle, the one a single hair or a crawling insect produces. You can actually do this one to yourself a little. The second is gargalysis. That's the heavy, laughing, gasping kind. The kind that comes from firm tickling in your most sensitive spots. And this one, the laughing kind, is the one you cannot do to yourself at all. Why would your body have a feathery itch alarm that you can self-trigger, but a laughing alarm that only others can set off? The answer points back to threat. Nismesis, the light tickle, is almost certainly an ancient defense against things crawling on your skin. A spider, a tick, a drop of something. It needs to fire no matter who or what caused it, because a bug on your arm is dangerous whether or not you saw it coming. So your prediction machine doesn't fully suppress it. But gargalysis, the deep laughing tickle, clusters in exactly the places you'd most need to protect in a fight. The ribs, the neck, the belly, the soft, vulnerable underside of the body. And it shows up most powerfully between people who trust each other, in play. Some scientists think gargalysis is the body's way of practicing for threat in a safe, social setting. A way of rehearsing what it feels like to have your most vulnerable spots touched, while learning that this particular touch from this particular person is safe. The laughter is the all-clear signal. It says, this is play, not danger. And you can't send yourself an all-clear because there was never any alarm in the first place. You always knew it was you. You are not the only animal that does this, by the way. A researcher named Jaak Panksepp spent years studying play in animals, and he discovered something that sounds like a joke, but isn't. Rats laugh when you tickle them. Not in a way you can hear, but in high-pitched chirps far above the range of human ears, a sound he recorded and slowed down. Young rats, tickled on the nape and belly by a familiar human hand, produced these chirps. They came running back for more. They would chase the hand that tickled them. And just like you, they laughed most when the touch was playful and unpredictable, and least when they were anxious or being watched by something threatening. The tickle, it turns out, is older than humanity itself. It runs on the same machinery in a rat's tiny brain as in yours. So sit with the full picture for a moment. Every waking second, your brain is generating a constant forecast of your own actions. It predicts the feel of your clothes, so you stop noticing them. It predicts the sound of your own voice, so it doesn't startle you. It predicts the pressure of the chair beneath you right now, so it fades into the background. You live inside a world that your brain has carefully edited down, quietly deleting everything you caused yourself, so that the few things you didn't cause can stand out. The tickle is just the one place where you can feel that editing happen, or rather, feel it refuse to happen, the instant someone else takes the controls. And here is the part that should change how you see yourself. This same prediction machine is how you know where you end and the world begins. When you move your arm and it feels exactly as predicted, your brain files it under me. When something happens that you didn't predict, it files it under not me. That quiet, constant sorting is the foundation of your entire sense of being a self, an agent, a person who acts on the world rather than simply being acted upon. In certain conditions, like schizophrenia, this very system can misfire. People can lose the ability to recognize their own actions as their own. And studies have found that some of these individuals can, in fact, tickle themselves. Their brains stopped subtracting. The line between self and other blurred. So the inability to tickle yourself isn't a quirk, it's a receipt. Proof that the boundary between you and everything else is intact and working. The next time a friend reaches for your ribs and you collapse into laughter you can't control, you'll know it isn't really about the touch. It's about the gap. The space between what your brain predicted and what the world actually did. That gap is where surprise lives. It's where novelty lives. And play. And a little jolt of being reminded that you are not the only thing moving in the world. So try it again. Run your fingers along your own ribs. Feel that nothing happens, and understand, for the first time, that the silence is the sound of your own mind, quietly telling you exactly who you are.